Hey guys, this is Vincent with XFTechnologies. We're going to go over the Guardstation 3.0 software. I have my icon up here. I'm going to click it open. Now you may not see this window, but it's a Windows warning screen stating, do I want to allow the program to make changes to this device? I'm going to click yes. Now a login screen is going to load up. My default username is lowercase admin and my password is 123456, which we will go over how to change. So I'm going to type in my password and then I'm going to hit login. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is go under user management, select admin, go on and click edit, and here I can change the password and then hit OK. But for this demo, I'm not going to change the password. I'm going to hit cancel. We're going to go back to our main dashboard here, and now I'm going to make one more change on their client configuration because out of the box it's going to be in Celsius and I don't want that. So under Operation Access, I'm going to change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit. Click Apply and then hit OK. Now because this device is a security camera to heart, I can actually put it in live view and move my camera over here to view, and I can see up to 64 cameras at once. Now, if I have my NVR set up to record these cameras, I could also go to playback, select the date, select the time, and see the recordings, which would allow me to export it. But due to the fact that this is an access control system to heart, the TM-200, I'm going to go to device management and add it to the software. So I'm going to click on access control device, and because we are in a test environment, it does show us the IP address of the unit and it allows me to select it to add. But in most case scenarios in commercial environments, you're not going to easily find it that way. So I'm going to have Andrew show you guys how to find your IP address of your TM200.
Hey guys, Andrew with XFTechnologies here. Today I'm going to be going over assisting how to show you how to add your device to the Guardstation. So here you'll see on the screen you'll need to find the IP for the device, and you'll see the IP is always located here on the bottom left of the screen. This one says 192.168.1.187 and it could be for you any range of IPs. It could be 10.0.0 or whatever. If you ever do see that it says 192.168.1.13, that is our default fallback IP address. So that could mean that whatever port you have the device connected to possibly doesn't have an internet connection or the port is disabled, and the IP will just fall back to that IP if it is not getting a DHCP from the port that you're using. So you want to check with your IT department that that port is active and it is actively giving out DHCP ports. And it could also be, and you also want to connect it to a laptop to test it out. It could also mean that maybe that is an active DHCP port and it just gives you that port that is a possibility, but 9 times out of 10 it does mean that there is no active internet connection. If you want to set a static IP for the device, all you'd have to do is hold down the touchscreen and put in our default password, which is capital X as in X-ray, then lowercase f as in Frank, T, E, C, H, 1, 2, 3. Hit enter, hit OK, and it'll log you in to the basic settings of the device. So go to network settings, and this is where you can set your default IP, your static IP address, your static subnet mask, and your static default gateway. Hit save, and you'll have a static IP for your device.
Hey guys, so just like Andrew showed us, we found our IP address at the bottom left of the screen, or we could also set the static IP from the device directly. So we're going to add the device just like if it was manually, not through the automatic way down here. So we're going to click add. We're going to say test unit number 1. We're going to give the IP address 192.168.1.87. Now remember, your IP address could be totally different. This is just what our local test network gave us. Port 80 is correct. The username is lowercase admin. then this password is the same password that you would log into the device. So when it leaves our warehouse, the default password is XF-Tech-123 with a capitalized X. We're going to click Add, and now we're going to wait for the status to update. So currently it says online. So at this point, I'm good to go. If your device does not say online, it means that there's an internet connection, you have the wrong IP address, or you're on a different network. So the first thing I'm going to do is select the device and hit time sync, so it's on the same time zone as me. Now I'm going to go back to control panel, click access control, and now I have the employee network. I select the unit, which is number 1. Now I have the employees, and I can add multiple categories. I could say, hey, I can make this the managers of the company. But I'm going to just go to the default employees and click on. Now I can see my employees, just like Chuck here, are Andrew, who are set up in here, and I can export this data to another device. Or if I had members enable their facial recognition on another device, I can import that data and then export it to all the devices. Now, if I have clear photos of my employees already, where it's a central shot, no mask, I can actually import them as well by generating a template. Issue, you could go to scale unless you want it this way, but we're going to go back to 1 because we only have one device on the test network. We're going to scale it, and now we're going to enable two-way audio and video. Now when we do that, we're going to be able to see the pass-through records of each person going through. So I'm going to enable the two-way audio, and I'm going to enable the, so now two-way audio is enabled. Now I'm going to have Andrew walk up to the device with no mask. Hey Andrew, how's it going?
Hey Vinny, doing good. How are you?
No complaints. So now he's going to use the device, do a temperature scan, and it's going to show up to our pass-through records to the right. As you could see, it popped up stating no mask. So now we're going to have Andrew go up with a mask. Now, he has a mask on, it gives the temperature, and we're good to go. So very easy to do two-way audio and also live video. We'll talk to you later, Andrew. So I'm going to disable it, and I'm going to go back here. So next, we're going to go to the access records. This is where I can export all the records that the machine has. And remember, it can carry up to 30,000 records. So I'm going to select for all day today, and I'm going to hit search. May take a second because it's building up the pictures and also all the temperatures and the users that it detected. So now we have all of our users on here. And here's our last two with Andrew before. Now, as you could see, mask 56.6 was his temperature, and Andrew came through, and as you can see, we have somebody here that's not part of the system. Now, if there was a clear shot of them without a mask, we could also just add them right here by saying, give them an ID, putting other, and hitting next step. And it will ask me, where do you want to put this person in our folders from the face library management? So I could say he's a manager and hit OK. Now, it will also tell me low image quality. So realize that he had a mask on, it couldn't take a facial recognition of his face, so it didn't allow me to add him. So when you import people's faces in the face library management, the pictures have to be clear. So now I have all my data. Now I'm going to export it. Click the export data. I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to just save it right to the desktop. Now it's going to export. We're going to minimize here. Now I have an Excel sheet that shows the records. So now I have the date and time. I have the name of the person, so it knew who Andrew was by his face. It knew that he had no mask on, and then when he did have a mask, gives me his temperature, tells me which unit he scanned in, and then it gives me his library shot and his snapshot picture. So if I minimize this, go to Image, and I go to Snap Picture, now I have all the images, whether it's me or if it's Andrew. Which you can see now he has his mask on. So this record, you are in charge of the data. So to be compliant, you want to make sure that you secure these records, whether you're doing it daily, weekly, monthly. Remember, it can hold up to 30,000 records. You want to store that in a secure location that not everybody has access to. But then you can store it even on a cloud server if you guys have a secure cloud server. You're in charge. So that concludes